Hello, I'm Henry Miller, author of The Serious Pursuit of Happiness, Everything You Need to Know to Flourish and Thrive. And in this video, entitled The Roads Best Traveled, I want to talk with you about the importance of you focusing your limited time and energy on those strategic imperatives that will serve you the best. And by that I mean they will work the best to create these feelings of happiness and fulfillment that you want in your life, and these feelings will then last the longest. They'll last the longest possible time. I've called these the roads best traveled. All too often, if you think back over your life, you've noticed the things we spend the most time on in our life to make us feel happy last the shortest amount of time. If you're honest and you think about this, think about the physical pleasures which engage your senses, your sense of touch and feel, your sense of smell, your sense of taste. These create great feelings of joy for us when these senses are engaged. Yet, when our senses are engaged, we certainly feel happier, but the feelings don't last. Fun is similar. If you think about it, fun, going to an amusement park, whatever is fun for you is great, and by all means that needs to be a part of our life. But soon after the fun ends, the feelings of happiness end. They wind down. Peak experiences are the same. Bungee jumping, skydiving, not one of my favorites, but those are great peak experiences and they make us feel happy, but shortly after they end, the feelings of happiness wind down. You'll notice this to be true in your life. Sex is the same. Our favorite foods is the same. Even drugs, legal and sadly illegal, and addictive drugs, which, of course, you have to just say no to those. But these feelings of happiness that are created, in some cases instant happiness, they just don't last. So from the standpoint of figuring out lasting happiness, sustainable happiness, feelings of joy and fulfillment that last in your life, the roads best traveled, which create these feelings that last for the longest period of time, include three imperatives from my research that I did for my book, The Serious Pursuit of Happiness. And here they are. The first imperative that you need to make sure you spend time on and add into your life is you becoming a better person. You working to be a person, a good person of high moral character. The more of these characteristics that make up a person of high character that you have in your life and that you exhibit on a day-to-day basis, the longer that those feelings of happiness will last for you. Also, you need to maximize your skills and abilities. Abraham Maslow, he of the hierarchy of needs fame, said famously, I think, at least meaningful to me, if you plan on being anything less than you are capable of being, you will probably be unhappy all the days of your life. So we all have special skills and talents and abilities, and we need to work to maximize those. And when we do, if we can fill our life up with working to maximize those talents and skills, we can fill our life up with being a good person, being of high character. These are permanent changes. These fundamentally change who we are. And by definition, if you fundamentally change who you are, the feelings of happiness then can last the length of your life. The second road best traveled is the imperative to embrace loving connections. This is about you loving and being loved. This is about whether it's a significant other, whether it's an important relationship to you, whether it's a marriage, whether it's just close relationships with good friends. If you invest your time and your energy in expressing love and allowing yourself to be loved, these feelings will last for a long period of time. These are the feelings of satisfaction and contentment that come from loving and from being loved. And the third imperative, that is the road best traveled, is the idea that you can focus time and energy in your life on making your unique, meaningful contribution to making the world a better place for you having lived in it. And this can come in any form that's meaningful for you. For instance, this can be through your job. If you believe that what you do in the world, the contribution that you're making where you're getting paid to work, if you believe that that matters intrinsically to you, then that's a great feeling. That is a great feeling. In my first career in corporate America, I worked for IBM when IBM was called Big Blue. And I, through all that time, was a pretty happy guy. And I realized that one of those reasons was I really believed in what IBM stood for, what the computer could do, how many lives it could change, and how many lives it could affect. And on some fundamental level, I felt like I was doing good for the planet. So whatever your feeling is, whatever your vocation is in your job, think about how you feel about that. And that can provide you with a sense of joy and happiness. Also, altruism. You can choose to donate your money and your time if you're fortunate enough to be able to do either of those things. And this fills you with joy oftentimes because you're helping other people. You're helping the greater good. And the greater good has never needed more helping than it does these days, at least in my lifetime. Or your avocation, your hobby, your interest, your passion, whatever it is you are great at doing, if you're willing to add a component of service to others. And by that I mean, for instance, let's say you're woodworking, or you do quilting, or you do sewing. Maybe instead of just doing those for your own pleasure, because if you have those types of skills, you know that you just get great enjoyment every moment that you're engaged in doing them. But if you choose to add a component of service where maybe the product of what you do, you donate to other people, or you make for other people, or you give to other people, and now you're serving others, this elevates your feeling of happiness, your feeling of joy, and your feeling of contribution to the world. So these are the roads best traveled. These three strategies, in my research, are imperative and can create feelings of happiness and joy in you that will last the longest. They'll last for years. They can last for a lifetime. They have for me, and I'm certain that they can have. I'm certain that they will for you. So, if you're serious about learning more about what you need to know to flourish and thrive, please look for me in my other videos. Until then, be your best self, love and be loved, and live a life that matters.